groovy in. You don't even mind if it starts to get some holes in. That only makes it nicer still. I love my shirt. I love my shirt. My shirt is so something lovely. He goes through his entire closet, and it ends with, in fact, I love my wardrobe. Anyway, the shirt's gone, though. I loved it, but it's gone. So who are we? First of all, let me apologize. I was out there mowing, doing the mowing in the high grass, and I said, wait a minute, this is Thursday. Holy. I practically jumped off the tractor and let it roll into a dead stop. I'm glad I wasn't the dead part. But yeah, so anyway, where's everybody from?
I'm finally in Virginia.
Where?
Moved. I'm in Virginia. I moved.
Yeah, but what Virginia? What part of Virginia?
I'm outside of Richmond.
It's a big state. Oh, Richmond.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. I have some friends who used to. Let me see. I think they moved to North Carolina now, though. But Richmond. Anybody else here?
Philadelphia.
Virginia Beach.
Hi.
Virginia Beach. Who's Philadelphia?
Oh, he's
Who said Philadelphia?
Robert did.
Robert.
Where's Robert? Oh, Robert, up here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's frozen
Robert
again.
Galley?
Frozen a little bit.
Oh, I see. And you back here, Liz,
Yeah.
you're from, what did you just say?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Yeah. One of my dearest friends lived in Virginia Beach. In fact, my dad had a weird disease called Raynaud's phenomenon and scleroderma, and he got it. I'm sure he might not have. They don't know what contracts it. You know, it's one of those MS type things. And but he was stationed at Biggs Air Force Base in El Paso when I was very young. 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and they were testing. They did in the air testing of atom bombs. It was right there at Alamogordo, and White Sands proving grounds. And my dad used to take apart the bombers that flew through the clouds of the atomic blasts. You know, that's just what they did back in the day. And I'm sure that exacerbated everything for him. The Cosmic Portal Salvage Yard, is that where we are?
Yes, sir.
Why did it back up like that? Who's controlling that?
Calibus.
Calibus.
I am.
Oh,
Calibus
up there.
Ram.
Well, you're up there to me.
Yes.
Yes. Patricia pointed to me, and I said, "No, I don't control anything, especially myself." So Calabas is up here. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, what? Who's now? I talked to 2 people. Robert, you were frozen last time we met? Oh, there you are. Frozen. Yeah. And who's this over here next to you? Talak. We had that picture 2008.
Yes, sir.
Did you say, where was it?
Panama City Beach.
Oh, Panama City. That's the only time I was ever in Panama City.
I don't blame you.
What a great time. I mean, it was, I'm sure it wasn't during, or maybe it was during spring break, because it is packed with screaming teenagers at spring break. Yeah, but what else at Panama City? It's right next to Pensacola. Isn't Pensacola right there?
2 hours away.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was closer than that.
Redneck Riviera.
What's that?
Redneck Riviera. You know, like L.A., Lower Alabama.
Redneck Riviera. Is Panama City?
Well, where I'm at, Pensacola.
I was stationed in Pensacola once.
Fantastic.
Was you in the Navy?
Yep, 20 years.
20 years. And you retired as an admiral?
No, first class.
Almost. Well, you actually knew what was going on then. The admirals, Oh, listen, Navy. I have a question, Navy. Excuse me. In a one or two or three or four words, what is your take? I need a hot take, Navy, on Captain Crozier, that whole incident.
Well, since it happened after I retired, I never really paid that much attention to it.
Yeah, but you're Navy. You're
Yeah,
Navy.
I
There were
am.
5,000. There were 5,000 sailors applauding him as he was like drummed off the Roosevelt.
I know. I heard about it.
So you're not that involved with that particular story.
JG, I retired in 97. 1997, I retired Navy. So
you've had enough Navy at that point. Okay,
sweetie, I live in a Navy town. We get Navy 24/7 down here. So, between Norfolk and Portsmouth and whatnot, believe me, we hear about the Navy, everything here.
Yeah, well, I went on the I did a theater tour with Roddy McDowell in 1996. That year, it was a matter of fact. I think we were in Norfolk because the Big E was in port there. It was still.
Oh yeah.
commissioned. And
I had friends on the Big E.
Really, yeah, man. Well, the guy who was in charge of public affairs, I think, one of those glad-hander types. God bless him, though. He gave me a Big E hat.
Yep.
And of course, for the Enterprise, it's ideal for a Star Trek. And I think I auctioned it off for. I can't deal with this. Keith. I can't deal with him. He's putting together the podcast. This is breaking news. I have to decline. Oh, remind me. Okay, remind me in 1 hour.
We will.
Yeah. Bob and I are gonna have a podcast. It's being we've shot it. We've recorded a few things thus far, but it's going to be called Into the Wormhole, and anybody who listens to it, of course, will be a wormholer, and it should be very funny. Whether it will be or not is a different issue, but it should be.
So did you auction off your hat for charity?
I did. Thank you for bringing me back to reality there for a second. Yeah, I did, and it might have been St. Jude's or something. I can't remember what it was for, but I wish I had that hat. Maybe I can get one. Maybe there's Enterprise merch like that still being generated on the net somewhere. Or maybe I know somebody in the Navy that could get me that. I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, I can do Army or Air Force for you, sir.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so do you know?
Now,
as
far as the locals, I could probably get you like a NOB or Little Creek or something like from the
hell are you talking about? NOB and Little Creek?
Little Creek Amphib Base, which is in Virginia Beach.
Amphib base.
Yeah,
I
Amphib.
think I know anything about that. My dad was in the Air Force. I know a little bit more about Air Force.
We have Little Creek Amphib Base. Then we have the big base where the Big E used to be stationed at, and that's the Norfolk base, which
it was in Norfolk. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
in
most
Virginia
people
Beach.
call it NOB.
Oh, no. Oh, I got you. Okay. NOB.
That kind of places, I could probably get you a base hat or a Little Creek amphibian hat. But as far as ship hats are concerned, you basically have to be stationed on the ship to get it.
Especially, and if the ship is no longer in existence, it's been scrapped. I can't believe it's been scrapped.
Yep.
But
So my father
was. What's that?
So my father was a general in the Air Force. He helped mastermind the Berlin airlift. He knew Patton, MacArthur, LeMay.
Oh my God, Patricia!
He swore me into the Army.
What a hero! He got you in the Army because he was in the Air Force. He didn't want you to be.
I went in the Army. He was too well known for me to ride his coattails, so I wanted to make it my own way.
What are you talking about? That's it. That's what we do as children.
Rebel.
Grab for that coattail and ride in there.
No, I didn't
my
ride
dad
my
was
dad's
there.
coattails. I can tell you that. He was
What's that?
Navy.
What's that?
I did not ride my dad's coattails. I went on my own.
Well, you were in the Navy when Zumwalt was still the head of the Navy, right?
Probably.
Admiral Zumwalt. Maybe it was after him.
I got in 77.
So he was. Well, maybe not. He was there. I think Nixon put. See, that's the problem with being old. Everything is last year. Like 70 years of life is last year.
Yeah.
Let me see.
We have a
Nixon,
we have a
72.
lady. We have a lady, Lady G here. She's on our matriarchs of fandom. She says she can see what she can do about getting you that hat, that Big E hat.
Well, I will trade you. Oh, I can trade you my Panama work hat. It's got some oil stains and some gasoline on it right now. But
I take it.
This was given to me by a guy in the CIA, a friend of mine, who would disappear for months at a time. Good friend. And I said, "Where were you?" He said, "Somewhere." They can't talk about anything. And anyway, he brought me this hat back from Panama. I said, "What the hell were you doing in Panama?" This is when Noriega was, being dealt with. He
I
said,
can't tell you.
stuff. Oh, okay. But I tell you, Lady Gray.
Yep.
Lady Gray.
Yep, that's her.
I'll take it if you can get it. I'll trade you. You know what? I have a lot of cool stuff. I believe this. Oh, not that. I have Star Trek stuff, but I got we have an antique store, and I got a lot of my folks. Also, my dad also, when he retired from the Air Force, I believe this, and somebody may be able to know more than I. I believe this is an old cocaine or
Opium pipe.
Opium pipe. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's an opium pipe, right?
Yes.
From where?
Probably Singapore.
That's what it seems like to me. It's like from a long time ago over there in the Far East.
Pattaya Beach.
What?
Pattaya Beach, Thailand.
Pattaya Beach? Who's talking? Raise your
That
hand.
was, there you go.
What's the name of the beach?
Pattaya, Thailand. Pattaya Beach, Thailand.
Pattaya Beach, Thailand.
Yep, guaranteed Bangkok had that. I wouldn't really know hypothetically, but
No, who would? I didn't know what it was, but it's been sitting in this old Phillies. This got handed down to me, and my dad wrote on it a long time ago, "Old money." But it's got some meerschaum pipes in there and some.
Meerschaums are nice.
Oh, meerschaums are cool stuff.
Yeah, they are. They are. Where is it? I'll show it to you. This old guy. See that wonderful face? You can't quite see it.
Hold on.
Him?
Oh.
The Sultan.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Sultan.
cool.
The
Very cool.
There's a name of the guy who did these molds all the time, and I can't think of his name. But yeah, my dad had it. He was all over before I was around. Then when I was around, we were all over too. But he was stationed in Morocco, and we were over in Morocco for 4 years in Casablanca. But I was like 5, what a waste of time. I might as well been in, Poughkeepsie. It didn't matter to me that I was in Casablanca. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? Like, I'm just going to babble on.
Actually, JG,
yes.
I would like to ask a little favor of you.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right. I need Patricia to drop out for a few minutes.
Yeah, go shopping for the Big E hat for me, will you?
Drop out for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. A few years back,
Well,
JG, I created a
You're
special
frozen, Robert.
award. Huh?
You're frozen.
Wait a minute. All right. Am I unfrozen?
No.
What are you using? No, you're still frozen. What are you using for a microphone or a video?
Laptop.
And it freezes, huh? You must have.
Well, right now the weather's interfering with some.
Oh, okay.
I created an award, a recognition award for anyone in our circle who demonstrates a great love of the fandom. And this year's recipient, we named it the Spirit of the Empire Award.
Love it.
Patricia is our choice. And we would love it if you would be the presenter to her.
Yeah. How can I do it?
Well, that she has been nominated as Katala for her service to the Empire, outstanding duties to the House and to the Cosmic Portal.
Well, when do you want to do this?
In a few minutes when she comes back.
Oh, in a few
What
minutes.
we're going to do is the award
Plenty of rehearsal time.
I'll present her. Well, we will be giving her this. I don't know if they can show it.
I could, but you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
You're
Are
frozen
you got
again.
it now?
A Klingon flag, the symbol of the Empire.
Oh, is this no? That's a Psi.
Yeah, you can't see it. He's frozen.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't know if it-
While we're waiting for the flag, there's Bob and I as secret agents.
Cool.
Where that was. Oh, this is this is sort of it's the beginning of the look for Into the Wormhole.
All right.
It's Bob and I.
Yay.
O'Reilly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure.
Can
I
you
know who
see
you were
it
talking
now?
about.
What's that?
Are you
I said
able
I
to-
knew who you were talking about. We've met him too.
Oh, by the way, Navy, I was, who said they were, Patricia was Air Force and Army. Her dad was Air Force, right? A general in the Air Force. Barrett, is it? Burrell? Do you know what her father's name? Does anybody know her father?
Who? Patricia's?
General Patricia's father was general in the Air Force, right? That's what she said.
Yeah. Matter of fact, she's asking to come back in, Robert. Do you want her?
Are you
Oh.
able to see right now?
No. He it was visible for a second, then he froze.
All right, one sec.
Yeah.
Do you see me?
Nope.
Who are you?
This is my daughter, JG.
Oh,
Also IT.
Yeah. One sec.
that's the daughter is IT. You know, it's the way it is.
Let me know when you can see me.
Who's talking?
No. That's Robert's daughter.
Oh, that's her talking. Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking for.
Now we can see you.
There we go.
Wow, we saw her face.
There she
Uh-oh.
is.
It
Oh,
looks like
you're
it
frozen.
up
And
again.
it froze.
And it froze.
Oh my
We're gonna
God.
call Robert the Iceman from now on. He is the Iceman, cuckoo, cuckoo. Well, anyway, I will be happy to, Robert. I will. I'll make it up if I have to.
Yes.
What's the award again? I can hear you.
Spirit of the Empire.
Spirit. That's good.
When you see.
Katala is
Yeah. Hello.
And we should all sing the Warriors Anthem of the Empire.
Oh.
We all know it, right? You have it in front of you. Okay, sing after me. Koi keles pu klod koi puk me pu ya la ma de shuvi se mak tu me u mashu manong machak jo ne be and bajak mo u mak as jokis got vapu madid with parekmas of talk mamev kamas of talk ma oh.
Oh, there's the flag. There's the
Got
flag.
it?
Flag.
Okay.
Where? Oh yes. Oh, that's cool.
Can you now see him again?
No.
It's frozen again?
Yes.
It's frozen.
All right. Is it okay if he leaves real quick and then comes back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how would we know? It's frozen.
You'll see.
We could go to Timbuktu and come back, and we wouldn't know it. Okay.
Never a dull moment here on the Cosmic Portal. Never a dull moment.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming for too. Bob and I frozen on the screen for 45 minutes.
I cannot wait for you guys to do that so we can we will support you. We will blast you out there so you guys can. Hey, there you are, and you look like you're moving. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
you
he's
changed
moving.
places, too. You're down here now. That's excellent. It must be that top area that freezes on my screen.
Okay. I will be back in 15 minutes. If you need IT support, dial 9.
Thank you, my child.
Number 9.
Now, what is it that you wanted the Chancellor to say?
It's in recognition for all that she has done for here, for the house, and for Cosmic Portal. The Spirit of the Empire Award is given to her this year.
Recognition for all that you do and have done for what?
For the house, our Klingon house, and for the Cosmic Portal here.
The Cosmic Portal. For the Cosmic Portal and the house of what?
Oh, remember we're House Roddy, the House of the Wolf, which joined
No, I
yours.
don't remember anything I did this morning. How am I going to remember the house of Roddy? All right. In recognition of all that you've done for the Cosmic Portal and the House of Roddy, the Klingon, the Empire would like to Klingon Empire would like to assault you. No, would like to not depose upon you. Would like to visit upon you the greatest award of the Empire in these latter days of Earth. The Spirit of the Empire. What? The Spirit of the Empire Award?
Yes. And which is symbolized by this flag, which we will be sending out to her ASAP.
Symbolized. Well, you have to send it to me first so I can sign it. Symbolized. By presenting you with the imperial flag. Bum, 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 bum. That's a good Klingon tune too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It works for the Empire and for the Klingon Empire. By the way, you might already know this, but the guy who designed the bird of prey. Tell me if you know this. The designer of the bird of prey, not the Vorcha class cruiser,
Burrell?
but the Burrell class bird of prey. Yeah, the designer of that was. Do you know who it was? Before I give it away,
Not off the top of my head tonight.
it was a guy named Nilo Rodish, who is the designer for all the warcraft, all the warrior, all the battleships, everything on Star Wars. The one thing he did for Star Trek was the Klingon bird of prey, Nilo Rodish.
Really?
And I think it's I think it's I think it's beautiful, you know. Bob can have those giant, overwhelming, overbearing Vorcha class battle cruisers. They go about 2 miles an hour. And
She's
Talking
back.
battle cruises, I'll take a Burrell. I'll take a Burrell class. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, the Burrell class is very special. Like you are, Patricia. In fact, you're so special. You are. By the way, before I go to talk about how special you are, your father was a general in the Air Force.
Yes, he started when it was the Army Air Corps. His last name is Pearl.
Oh, Pearl.
Yes.
So it was General Pearl.
Yes, he helped mastermind Berlin airlift. He knew.
So that was 1946, right?
Yes, sir.
The Berlin airlift, and those were C-54s that flew over there a lot. C-47s, of course. They flew. They're still flying C-47s.
Yes.
You know, in the unapproachable parts of the world, you can get a DC-3 too. But yeah, my dad was basically a mechanic. He was the head of director of maintenance at Andrews Air Force, Joint Base Andrews. Now it was Andrews Air Force Base back in the day. But my best friend his father was a general, and he retired as he was the Auditor General of the Air Force.
I think mine was a comptroller for European Exchange System. After he was done. Yes.
Now, was he brigadier? Was he lieutenant? Was he
brigadier?
major?
He turned down lieutenant because he didn't want to take over Lackland Air Base. So he turned it down. We went to a 300-acre farm. So I grew up in Germany. Traveled to
Where? Wiesbaden.
Nuremberg.
Nuremberg. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's quite a story, man. I didn't know we had. I didn't know we were children of the hymn of. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. They took the blue. The Air Force anthem is what?
Off we go into the wild blue yonder.
Yeah, I think it is that now. I mean, it is traditionally, but before that, they took the blue from the skies and the little girl's eyes, and they gave it to the Air Force blue. They gave it to the men who proudly wear the U.S. Air Force blue. Of course, that didn't work because it was, women, and they couldn't take it they couldn't give the little girl's eyes away. Anyway, in recognition for all your hard work, Patricia, and your contribution to the honor and glory of the empire, in recognition with all that you have done for the empire and for Cosmic Portal. The Cosmic Portal would like to bestow upon you the Spirit of the Empire Award for this year. Perhaps this telecam. The House of Roddy, for all your work. They are presenting you. I don't know how they're going to do it on the computer, but they got a ways. Presenting you with the Imperial Klingon flag.
Oh,
and there it
yes.
is.
Congratulations.
We can applaud.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I told you we've been
And-
watching, my dear.
If anybody
And
sends it to me,
this will be
I'll give you
yours.
my address. I'll be happy to sign it. And if Bob's over here, I'll get him to sign it. I know that if he signs it, I know it reduces the value a little bit. But
Oh,
what? Did I say something?
No,
Uncle Garon.
Yeah.
but we would be
No.
honored to have both of you on the podcast at some time. I have reached out to Robert O'Reilly and asked him. He's hoping to ask him in June. I've asked him and I haven't heard an answer back.
You know, Bob is worse than me with the computer and remembering to do things. I have right now the guy that phoned when the guy was calling. That was the guy who's going to be administrating our podcast, and I promised I'd get back to him tonight, and I didn't do it. I had to rewrite some of the things that he wrote. And here I am, with Patricia and friends, recognizing for all your hard work. And by the way, Patricia, because of all your hard work, and you have I mentioned that the House of Writing would like to present to you the Spirit of the Empire Award. Have I said that already? Yes, of course I have. I'm not that dumb.
But you can say it as much as
You
you
can
want
say it
to.
as many times as you'd like. I don't mind.
Now, I don't know how you publicly display the Klingon flag. Are you is that a house?
This is my daughter's house. I just moved, so I am looking for an apartment, but I will have it up either on my wall or I'll have it hang
display it on your daughter's house. That would certainly cause some. What the hell is that flag at your house?
I claimed the house for Klingon. Yes. I claimed the house for the Klingon Empire. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Morgan.
Morgan.
Yes. And I have a mek'leth I can back up the claiming of the territory.
Let me see that. What's that made out of? Oh,
Steel.
all right.
Nice.
And it's got a leather hand covering on the handle.
Yes, I'm working on
taking
care of the rust that's on there, and I'll get it back and shiny.
It's a long mek'leth. It's as they go. That's a fairly large one. It's almost the size of half a batleth.
Yes.
The mek'leth is a much better, I think, because with a batleth, as soon as you swing it and attempting to cut somebody, there's some other points on the batleth that are cutting your thigh,
Yes.
cutting your forearm. They're very dangerous. They're highly unusual. And whenever the Klingons attack, we attack cosmic rays with a batleth, or a mek'leth. I said, what? We never pull the disruptor. We're just hold the batleth of it. Ah! It's like the Vikings. I think we are the space Vikings. Come to
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, Yo. Is that you? Is that your
That's
tag,
me.
Yo?
My name is Yovonda, but everybody calls me Yo.
Yo.
Yes.
But when everybody says Yo, not too many people turn around. But
I do.
It's Yo. That's fantastic. Yo, is it Yovonda with a V?
Yes.
Yovonda.
Yovonda.
And where are you? Where are you talking to us from?
From Hampton, Virginia.
Hampton, Virginia.
Yes.
Well, that's right there. Is it Hampton Roads? Is it right there at Norfolk? Is that where it is?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not too far from Langley.
Langley.
Yes.
Langley
The
Air
Air
Force
Force
Base?
Yes, I'm like 10 minutes away.
I didn't know Langley was it. Where's the
Langley
CIA?
is in Hampton, Virginia.
Huh?
Langley
What
is
CIA
in
building is in Langley? That's a different Langley.
No,
That's Langley, Virginia. It's up by Potomac, Maryland. But Langley, North Carolina?
No, Langley Air Force Base is
Oh, it's
in
not
Hampton,
in Langley.
Virginia.
It's not
Yes.
in Langley, Virginia,
No.
right? No. I see. The farm, yeah.
Yes.
My brother-in-law was a CIA agent.
She's
How
not
did you
far.
know?
Yolanda and Marky Mark are not far from me.
Yovanda.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's not far from me.
You want Langley Air Force Base. I don't even know where Langley Air Force Base is. Where is it? I didn't know there was an Air Force Base down there. I thought it was all Navy.
We snuck in.
Where
Yeah.
you must have. It's got to be an old base, Langley.
You know, in the in sci-fi movies where the aliens and everybody always attack and they say Langley, that's me. So if aliens ever attack, I'm dead. In every sci-fi movie, it says Langley, Virginia.
Okay, is it a fighter base? Is it a bomber base? Is it a supply depot? What is it?
I'm assuming it's a fighter base because we have airplanes that goes back and forth regularly. It's a really big.
You got F-18
major base.
You know, super troopers. What are they called?
Yeah, they have all those. They have the stealth bombers come out of Langley.
Oh, is that the B-1 or the B-2?
Yeah, all of that.
Wow.
So, and then we have Fort Eustis, which is a Army base. That's in Newport News. And then we have the Yorktown Naval Weapons Station. So this is just a military area.
Yeah, I know it was. I worked down at, I did a show down at Norfolk at the Tazewell Theater, I think it was called, at Virginia Stage Company. Long time ago, the Crucible. I loved it down there. The area called Ghent, you know, is it in Norfolk? The Hague is down there too, right? Why was it named after places in Antwerp, Belgium? Is in Belgium. The Hague and Ghent, they're all Belgian. What are the Belgians? What do they ever do? You know, Belgians.
Make good waffles.
Chocolate.
They make great waffles.
Going to the Congo?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's one thing. You know, the Congo. The Nazis took over when they took over Belgium. They raced like hell to get down to. In fact, I wrote a script about this. They took over the Congo because Katanga province in the Congo. It's that little appendage of the Congo in the southeast corner of it that extends down there. Is the richest uranium in the world.
Oh.
It's like 97% rich, as opposed to the stuff they used for the bomb, which was like 2%. But everybody wanted to own at the end of the World War. Everybody wanted to own that access to that yellow cake, that uranium down there.
Did the Nazis know that's what was there?
Hell yeah. The Nazis were Germans.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes the Germans have gone bad and a few of them became Nazis, but the Germans are smart.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
When it comes to machinery. The stupidest thing they ever did was give up their from their point of view, it's the best thing they could have done for the world, but they gave up their atomic program. It was being run out of Heidelberg, and what's that area called where they made the V2s? It was a strange name. It was like, it sounded like a summer camp.
Penamunde.
Yes.
Penamunde. Yeah.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
It sounded like a summer camp in New Hampshire.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, I've got a question for you. What were you saying about your father cleaning the planes after they went through the atomic clouds during the
Who's talking
testing?
to me?
I'm sorry, it's Simon. Cy up top.
Oh, you have the vibrating Klingon
Yes.
symbol.
Yep, that's me. Yep.
Klingon Federation symbol.
It's just a
Yeah.
little strange, Si, if
Yeah.
you don't mind me saying.
No, that's fine. I don't have a camera. I don't have a camera at all.
Or is that what you actually look like?
It's that actually looks a little bit better than me. So
some
fine.
glasses on it, and I think you got it.
Yeah, I do wear glasses. Yeah.
Of course you do. We all do. What was your question, Si?
It's okay. It was, you said something about your father with the planes after they flew through the.
He was. They had to. Back in 1954, 55, they were still flying planes through the atomic clouds, and they would bring the planes back, and people would have to disassemble them to find out what effect the radiation had on the metallurgy.
Gotcha.
And he was doing that at Biggs Air Force Base because that's where it all went down, and I'm sure it exacerbated whatever proclivity there was for a disease.
Yes. Yeah.
But they didn't know. They didn't know it. Well, a few people.
Oh
knew.
yeah, there's a couple that definitely knew.
Have you guys seen it just went out of my head. The movie about Fat Boy and Skinny Kid, the two bombs.
Yeah.
What's the movie? It's the name of the guy. I can't remember his name.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Anybody seen that yet? Has it come out yet?
No, I think it comes out soon now.
It comes out sometime next month.
Oh, it is next month.
Yeah.
I keep seeing ads for it. I said, "Oh, I want to see it." I like that actor. In fact, I like a lot of the actors in that, and it's telling the story. The Manhattan Project. I forget what the name of the Germans, the Russians, the Germans, and the U.S. and the Japanese. The Japanese were running a.
Yes.
They were so close to having the atom bomb.
Yeah, they were.
It's just a hair's breadth between them getting it and us getting it, and blah blah.
There's an island that is now owned by North Korea that has radioactive material left over from the testing that the Japanese did during World War II.
Because
but we can't go there to test it because North Korea owns it and they won't let anyone go there to test it.
Yeah, well, there was a lot. The Japanese moved their entire program to North Korea or to South Korea. I don't think they were. Were they divided back then?
Not at that time, no.
No,
it was
so
after.
They moved their whole operation to the mountains in. I guess they were. I don't know, the mountains in North Korea or South Korea. Pyongyang.
That's North Korea, Pyongyang.
Yeah, where was it? Anyway, I can't remember.
That's okay.
Too many things to remember, but they were so close. And in fact, I wrote another script, just a treatment for this U-boat 254. It was a submarine that was the Germans had it. It was a Nazi submarine. The Germans had it, and it was recommissioned as it was a mine laying submarine. So it was huge because it had to store all these mines as it floated them up. They reconditioned that, they rebuilt it so it could carry 2 V2 rockets, 2 Messerschmitt 262 jets, and about 2,000 or 20,000 pounds of yellow cake uranium. And it left Germany in 1945, right before April. I think it was like in March.
Yes.
So things didn't look good for Germany, so they were trying to send that war machinery to Japan.
Yeah.
On that submarine. Of course, it never got there because the war ended with Germany while it was in the mid-Atlantic, and it was redirected into Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and we got everything that was on there. And people never heard of that sub. It's a great story because they were also 2 Japanese generals on board the submarine. They committed Harry-Carry.
Yep.
Once they realized Germany had surrendered, and there was not going to be any hope, because they couldn't. What's it called? Not resign. They couldn't
Surrender.
They couldn't surrender without damning themselves for all eternity. So anyway, what was the question?
Couldn't accept failure.
Well, they couldn't. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's also parts of the Tiger I tank on board that submarine that were specially made that no one else could produce, and they were going to send it to Japan so the Japanese could make their own Tiger Is.
Who's talking? Oh, Sai.
Yeah.
You know this story about?
Oh yeah. I know it very well. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I wish we would have met earlier because I needed some facts that I didn't know, and I've read a few books on about it. Yeah, that's right. There have been a few books written about it. The last submarine, or the last I forget. Anyway, but it was fascinating to me that it surrendered in the mid-Atlantic to I can't remember the name of the captain aboard or the ship.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. Anyway, we are talking war.
Yeah.
War.
I got a question for you.
All right.
How's your memoirs going?
Oh, I finished it. I probably will rewrite a couple little parts, but it's with a publisher now, so it should be out. I'd like to say by the end of summer, but I don't think it's going to make it. It's going to make it probably the early fall. But yeah, that's called Confessions of a Klingon Linebacker, because 2 of the most important journeys of my life were as a Klingon on Star Trek and as a linebacker.
Kapla.
Uh-oh.
You got to say hi to the general.
Is this?
This is my daughter.
Oh, hello, daughter. Hello, daughter. What did? Did you not expect to see her?
Oh, I expected to see her. I don't think she expected me to be on.
It's her house, right?
I'm a wee bit buzzed, so I apologize. I'm not sure.
All right. I wish we all were. In fact, next time it's got to be a rule. You got to have some, Romulan ale or some Klingon wine, blood wine. We got to have something to be. That way we'll never hang up. We'll just hang up.
We're all showing the little bottles that we got over there. Yeah, okay.
All right.
See, I've been dipping out to sip mine because I didn't know how everybody else was going to feel about it. That's why you see my head bob so hard.
Bring it out.
I left my stuff in the kitchen.
You can hear it in my voice. I need stuff right now, and let me see.
I left mine in the kitchen.
Hey, JG, you might remember this. We used to run the Klingon diplomatic shuttle at the cons. We were running around with this cart that was loaded with booze and cups, and we were just giving it away.
Wow, yes.
3 times now.
I do have this truffle. Anybody else like candy besides me?
Hello. Yes.
I love that Mandalorian poster behind you too, Robert. That's great. That's fabulous.
Father's Day.
I'm gonna get something to drink. What do I have? I don't like wine. I like blood wine is okay because it's a lot of sugar. But
I just opened a fresh bottle of Patron. You want some?
now you're talking. Now you're talking. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That a margarita. It's probably my favorite drink is a margarita.
Absolutely.
I'm a rum drinker and a wine drinker, and there's my Mandalorian.
A rummy and a wino. Excellent. That is so cute.
It's Grogu dressed up as a Mandalorian.
Oh, it's Grogu as a Mandalorian when
Grogu.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. Oh, I love it.
Wait, you got your
I have a Chewy here too. Come here.
Oh, Chewy.
This is my son-in-law.
Oh, there's a Chewy. That's what that was. What a strange sound Chewy makes. Why? Was that just Peter Mayhew decided to make that sound?
I have no idea who you said.
I'm not sure.
If I know we were going to have wine, I wouldn't have left it in the kitchen.
Well, go get it. You know, there's no time limit here.
Yeah, I'm a Klingon. I come prepared.
We have tacos.
Indeed.
So we have Rob drinking
You have to
blackberry
get
wine.
one more of these for me later.
You want me to bring you one more?
There's no more. That's the last one.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Kapla.
Huh?
You say kapla.
Yes.
What are you drinking?
Kapla.
I don't drink, but my drink of choice is Pepsi.
I was prepared for that too.
That's so
Yo.
wrong and so
We
many
had
ways.
people who didn't drink the alcohol stuff, so we mixed up a non-alcoholic blood wine. It was currant berry juice, which when poured over ice came out a beautiful red color. You know,
Okay.
totally non-alcoholic and healthy.
That sounds
Okay.
good.
That sounds
You know,
good.
You know, currants
Juice mixed in with alcohol.
were outlawed.
About 1/10 to 9/10.
Wait a minute, what was that, Robert? What was that? Was that a vape thing? What was that?
Oh hell no, that's a cigarette.
Is that a funny cigarette?
That is
that a funny
cigarette.
cigarette?
Remember last time you caught me smoking? You pulled out your cigar from.
Well, it's not hard to catch you when you smoke right on screen. You know, I'm not a very good detective, but even I can get that. Yeah, I'm going to try. Can you guys talk amongst yourselves for just a
Yes.
second?
Oh, yeah, of
I want
course.
to see if I can get something to drink.
Absolutely.
I'll get my glass of wine.
Oh, I know where I can get. No, I hate wine.
I got a couple big bottles of Malibu if you're interested.
I've got a mojito, Cuban mojito.
Hey, señorita.
And then I've got a Paloma.
Hey, Calbus, you still have those shot glasses I got you, the rock salt ones?
Of course, I am waiting. You know, I have our
We
House
need
of
to
the
get
World.
we need to get a set plus a flask for Martok.
We can do that.
We
You
need
just gotta
to.
let me know when you want to do it. We can send him that, and
Hat and T-shirt.
we can do it. I'll talk to Rodney tonight.
So I'll chip in.
Actually, you know what? I think I do need a Klingon flask. That would be kind of nice.
Make
I've
it
already
two.
got my
Someplace I have to dig it out.
Make it two. If we can get Martok and Gowron on,
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know. I think the two chancellors might wind up taking digs at each other all night long.
that'll be fun.
Well, it's either that or the rum and coke. That's all I got.
Okay, Miss Liz, it's your choice. You're drinking
I
it.
got this and rum and coke. I haven't gone out and bought any more of that lovely scotch yet.
Well,
The one Larry likes.
we're sharing a drink. We're sharing a drink with the Chancellor.
With it.
Well, as
That
he
is
puts
There
gorgeous.
you go. There you go.
That is gorgeous.
That is
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
That is
Yes.
gorgeous.
This is our convention flask.
Yay!
How many gallons does it hold?
It never empties.
Never-ending flask of blood wine
Yes.
or Chuchaluth.
I can't believe it, but I can't. I every bottle in my stash of scotch and brandy and tequila, every bottle is empty.
Oh no.
Well, I do have a
Why do
one
I still
bottle. I
have
have a
it?
bottle of scotch, but I have to go out and get it.
You know what?
And Larry really likes it.
Who's a scotch drinker?
Hey,
I have a friend of
I
his.
love scotch. Yeah.
Well,
never
I
met a
have
drink I didn't like.
What's your favorite scotch? Do you have a
Glenfiddich.
favorite?
I think it's Woodbridge Reserve or something like that.
Was that made right up in Virginia there, Woodbridge, Virginia, in a barn out there by some farmer? What do you mean, Woodbridge Reserve?
All I
There's
know
JG.
is it's something that Larry went out and told me to go get, and I went and
Oh,
got it,
nice.
and we had it at the last convention, and everybody kept raving about it.
Is it, what is it?
It's a scotch.
It's a scotch?
Yeah.
There is, I love that
And
flask.
it's not one of those cheap scotches either. It's like $50 a bottle or something.
You want a nice treat? That's a treat right there, baby.
Hold on.
What's it say?
Tequila.
Tequila. Ah,
Damn.
Azul, class Azul.
Yeah, that's
How much does that stuff
top
cost?
on there,
How
Look
much
at
does
that.
that cost?
about 180.
See? That's expensive. That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Only problem with that, my wife don't like it because it makes my pants fall off.
No matter where you are.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I
No
need
matter
some of
where you
that.
are.
Yeah, that's why I can't drink it except for home.
Well, that's a problem we all suffer on occasion. Um,
Hope that wasn't rude. Sorry.
This is the only one I have left.
what's that? Bourbon?
I think it's a bourbon. It says it's a blended malt whiskey. It's called Monkey Shoulder.
Monkey shoulder. Huh. Well, that sounds dangerous. There's a
It was bought for the convention along with the other one, and the other one got drunk. This one did not.
what?
So that's a bourbon?
It is. It says it's a blended malt whiskey.
Whatever. Rye whiskey.
The other one was definitely a bourbon,
Yeah.
and it was really good too. It was smooth. Oh my God, was it smooth?
The smoothest scotch I've ever had was in a little bar in San Francisco called the Edinburgh. And I don't know if it's still there or not, but it is every night the owner is Scots, and he would put his kilts on and his tartans and enter from the back of the bar, from the back of the building, and march through with his pipes, playing Scotland the Brave at midnight. And that's where I first tasted a scotch called Knock and Do. Did you ever hear that? Knock and Do?
No.
Knock them down.
Yeah, it is. You can't get it over here. You have to order it from Scotland, because I don't know anybody that sells it in the States, but you might look it up and prove me wrong. Look it up and see if you could get knock. It's knock, KNOCK ANDO, knockando.
And
And
it's from Scotland.
they're from Scotland. They're very expensive though.
Bagpipes are the best way to keep people out of the communication shop that I had.
Right, and I was, that's back when I was making money.
I take notes.
Okay.
You have to share. You have to share it with us.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Into the wormhole. Yes.
Yes.
Nilo, I think it's Nilo, Rodish.
You
And
got a
it's
sphinx behind you.
it's like a Ukrainian or Czech
Oh my
name.
God, it's a kitty
So it's
cat.
Rodis. There's no H. It's just pronounced with an H, I think.
Okay, I got it. I will look him up.
Is that a hairless
That's a sphinx.
Chinese behind you?
Yeah, it's a Sphinx.
It's a
Oh
sphinx.
my!
He's a prima donna little bugger.
Look at that. Oh,
We called him
Man.
Negan, from The Walking Dead, Negan.
what's that?
Negan from The Walking
Oh.
Dead, with Lucille the Bat. We call him
Yeah,
Negan.
I mean they are. I'm sorry, but they are just scary. And unless you have one, and you live with one, then you can. But without any fur, that's so different.
Oh, it is.
Of course, we don't have fur. People like us.
We
No,
have
we
fur
can-
in some places.
We can always put clothes on, but he can't. So.
That's right.
Well, you could put clothes on.
Do you have any clothes for him?
Yeah, we do, but he gets really ugly.
Oh,
Uh-oh, there's another one. There you go. Cool.
He's got fur.
yeah. Now, how old is that cat?
Albie's only 2.
Oh,
Albus, his name is Albus Dumbledore.
he looks like he eats very well.
Yeah, he's a Mancoon.
Oh, wow.
He is. Oh, okay. That's a big cat. That is one
Yeah,
big
he's
cat.
just a baby. He's only 2. He's
Wow.
still growing.
That's a huge cat.
Yeah, it's going to get big.
He's a big boy.
Let's see. We have a cat that's 20 years old and a Jindo. You know what a Jindo dog is? A Jindo is like from the island of a Japanese island, or is it Korean? I think it's Korean now that I think about it. Anyway, she's a great dog, and the cat's a great cat, and we have two chinchillas, and they could care whether they were great or not. Chinchillas don't give a damn. They're just, feed me. Don't walk past here. No, hey, you feed me, or you don't walk past here. Is that clear? Chinchillas are they're pushy.
And every time you walk in the kitchen, they think you're going in there to take
Yeah.
care of them.
Yeah, of course. It's all about us.
Yeah.
Oh
Cats
my
have
God.
staff.
My cat is having a foolish powder. He has found a fly
Oh,
flying outside the door.
yeah.
And he is now having, oh my God.
He's ripping that poor fly apart. Oh, yeah.
Thank God it's a very strong door.
I hate to do these things and then just completely lose track with lose track of everybody.
For me, it's been an honor.
How do you keep in touch with everybody?
Well, we're all local, and we're
Now,
on the
finally.
same group, and we do Zoom calls all the time, and then we're on Facebook together.
Well, do you have my email? Where's Patricia? She left?
I'm
Oh,
here.
there she is, and right in the middle. Do you have? Can you have my email and all my
Yes, sir.
information?
Yes, sir.
Feel free to share it with the folks so we can stay in touch, because
Okay.
I hate to have these little things and then not be able to get in touch with anybody anymore.
Hey, JG, I read all your posts on Facebook.
Yeah, me too.
All
Oh,
the
do you
time.
say hello, JG?
Yes, I do, and I even wish you a happy birthday every time you have a birthday.
We won't
And
mention those anymore. No mention of
and
those.
then I thoroughly enjoyed your post about the last convention you went to up at the ice rink that you said was, well,
Inaccessible.
you said
It
it
was
was
a
pitiful.
disaster, and I feel terrible about it. I've been talking to Chevy, my better half. I'm saying, the only advice my dad ever gave me was control your temper. It's the only thing that has screwed up my life on so many occasions, because nothing irritates me more than what I perceive as unfairness. Whether I'm right or not is a debatable matter, but what I perceive it as, if I perceive it as unfairness, and it's not about me, it's about anybody being unfair to somebody else. I don't know where the hell I took it upon myself to be the rules boy. In fact, my CIA friend used to call me rules boy, because I wouldn't even cross the street unless it said walk, you know. And here he was with the CIA. There's about as secret and as involved in everything. But I just so one thing my dad told me to do, and I didn't do it. I haven't done it, and I still don't do it. And I got so mad up there because the people that put it on were not being recognized at all. And I know for a fact they lost thousands and thousands of dollars, and they weren't being recognized as taking the risk at all. And I said, that's just not right. And I got anyway. It was they put on a fabulous concert. Tim Russ was fabulous. Everything was great, but it didn't stop me from being an asshole. And yeah.
At our age, JG, who hasn't been at one point or another?
You weren't mean to Tim, were you?
At one point, I think maybe at 75 points. No, but Tim was. When I heard that he was thinking about getting Tim to come, I said, if you do, you have to make sure he can play. He has a chance to play the guitar and entertain, because I saw him in Australia at a con that we were doing, and he did Stephen Stills' song, "If You Can't Be With One You Love, Love the One You're With."
Yeah.
And I saw him with his acoustic guitar entertain about 2,000 Aussies, that by the end of the song, no amplifier, no microphone, at the end of the song, they were all standing up and singing along with him. I said, this guy is one of the best musicians to fill a room and to involve an entire room. Besides being a wonderful actor, you have to get him to play. So they set up this concert with a few people from Rochester, and it was good, but then there was no recognition given to the people that had created the entire event as bringing people together. And I just said, that can't stand. I mainly focused on the woman who Tim thanked for getting it all set up. And I said, you should have passed it along to them for getting you there in the first place, not Tim, but the woman. And I apologize. I just got into her face. It was wrong. It was wrong, and there's no excuse for it. And I have. There was a guy. I was seeing a show in London, in the second or third balcony, watching Derek Jacobi do Cyrano de Bergerac, the National Theater. Excuse me. And I was. I had just directed it that summer in California, and I was leaning forward. It was like the first or second balcony, leaning forward because I wanted to see what the director did and what Derek Jacobi was doing to make this moment work and whatnot. And I felt an arm on my shoulder, and I get pulled back in my seat, and a voice says, "If you continue to lean forward, I'll have you ejected from the theater." And I didn't hear another word in that act. All I heard was the roaring of the blood in my eardrums. And I guess that's called high blood pressure.
You went Klingon on them.
I'm sure that's why when I auditioned for this part of Martok, this Klingon, the whole story. You guys, have you heard? You probably all heard this story, right? About my audition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've heard it.
JG, don't you play music?
We love it. Tell it again.
You can tell it again.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to tell a shortened version. Anyway, I didn't want to do what I thought was a regular Klingon. I wanted to do somebody more conspiratorial, quiet, never raised his voice, just intimidated through his eyes or whatever. And I finished, and they said, "All right, Mr. Hertzler, John, do you know what a Klingon is?" And I said, "Oh, let me guess. You want me to be loud, obnoxious, angry, vengeful, spiteful, assaultive?" They said, "Yes." So there was a chair in front of me. It was an old-fashioned kind of folding chair with very sharp feet. And I took it up, and before my shoulders were both ripped to shreds. I picked it up with this arm, and I threw it into the wall, and it stuck in the wall because it was a Paramount, and it was an old building with not drywall but lathe and plaster and lathe in that old building from the 20s, and the chair stuck there. And then I did the angriest version of the same speech and stuff that I did. And there was a pause when I was done. Oh, when I threw the chair, I ripped my thumbnail half off. It was bleeding. It was like pumping blood out of my thumb as I was gesturing madly. It's about, "This is not the way, it shall not stand, blah, 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 blah." But I was shooting blood everywhere and I didn't know it because I didn't feel it. And I had the stuff in my ears going again. And I got the job, and I am sure that a normal person would have been frightened by, "This guy is not controllable. This guy is a scary guy." But that's what if it was anything but a Klingon, I think I would have been asked to leave the lot, So it worked for me in that case, and in 400 other cases, it's not worked that well. Anyway, when that guy pulled me back in my chair, and I missed the whole second act of the show. Before I missed it, before intermission. At intermission, I said I had decided I would stand up and tell him exactly what I thought of the way he handled that. In my mind, I said, "I don't know who it was. They might be 6'10". They might be a professional wrestler. I'm going to go ahead and tell him there are many ways you could have handled that, but that was not one of them. And get in his face. And I did that. And then I was starting to leave. And and he started to say something. And his wife or the woman with him, I don't know, this is 1983, 82 or 3. Woman said, "Don't say anything, Glenn. He's obviously insane." And I heard it, and I turned around and said, "Look, I may be crazy as a loon, but I don't need you to tell me that." And then I left. But that's such a bizarre story. It gets even more unacceptably bizarre. You could not have written it or made it up, but things happened 6 months later, connected to that moment. I want to go into it, but it's amazing. Only advice my dad gave me, and I didn't pay attention to it. Does anybody remember the advice given to them by either parent? What? What, my dear? Liz? What's the advice?
Well, I was always told both by my grandmother and my dad to always treat people the same way you would like to be treated.
Oh, absolutely.
And let me see, they also would say, try to, control your, no matter how much you would like to tell that person off, to try to stuff it.
And has that been, have you been successful?
I've managed to succeed most of my life to stuff it. And then it gets to a point where I have stuffed it as far as I can stuff it. And then I have a tendency to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
To unstuff it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, to unstuff it. And unfortunately, it usually ends up in front of somebody who didn't deserve to be unstuffed, but it happened.
Right. That's usually the case.
I did it once in the military, and the guy promised me something, then he didn't do it.
Right.
And I had been, had been stuffing it for a while.
Right.
And he was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
He promised he would not put me on the duty roster that month because I had already done him a favor a couple of months earlier.
Right.
And it pretty much, it was like so I went into his office and I let him have it with both barrels. And they sent me off.
How'd that work out for you?
And they sent me to anger management classes because of it.
Well, I think there's still time for me. I'm just got to check the schedule.
That was that was the one time only.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's pretty good. I'm sure my dad gave me that advice because he had done exactly the same thing that had ruined some opportunities for him, or it was bad timing. It certainly has been the case with me. But there's always hope. My better half said, "Well, I'll get some anger management. Maybe get that. Maybe that opium pipe would be the way to go." No, okay, but I understand it mellows you out. Hey, you've got what's his name? Old Harrison behind you. I didn't realize. Is that who it is? Calabash?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Frozen in carbonite.
It's fabulous. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fabulous. So this is your man cave a little bit, huh? Your alien cave.
Yes, I finally got an office area just to myself. The son's moved out, 29 Palms, California. He's a Marine.
Oh
I
wow.
took over his room. The wife was glad to shove me in here, and I just started filling it up.
With all your stuff. Please go in there. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's funny. 29 Palms. Yeah. It's such a funny name, isn't it? For a Marine base. It's a Marine base, right?
Yes.
And a town, but still 29 Palms.
But
if anybody grows one more palm, that name's not going to work. I count 30 palms here. Anyway.
When is the next time you take stage as Mark Twain?
Sorry, who said that?
I did. I was
What did
wondering
you
when's
say?
the next time you take stage as Mark Twain.
I don't know. I had a wonderful time doing it. It's so much work to memorize that stuff, and you don't even really have to memorize it. I mean, even Hal Holbrook, he did it for 50 years, and he still, carried pages with him and would shuffle through things as if he were writing it in the moment. And but I just know a very few things that my favorite saying is that politicians politicians they're like diapers. They need to be changed frequently, and for the same reason, which I loved. But I should do it. I love doing it. It's just a matter of time, just fitting everything in. You got to do the legwork of sending. It's something people have to see. What I would like to do is put it on tape. Do it because I have my own stories. That's Hal Holbrook didn't. There's so he wrote so much. The body of work is absolutely awe-inspiring. And Hal did some of it, but not nearly all of it. And so there are pieces that I thought are just phenomenal. Are there any Twain scholars out there? Clemens scholars? No. He does a thing called the Mississippi at Sunrise, and it's a great tale about when he first started on the riverboats at age 16, and he describes what it's like at 4, 5 o'clock at dawn on the Mississippi, and it's just a beautiful piece. He does a story about, he calls it the true story, about a black maid that he had as a child that his family had. And then he meets her again like 20, 30, 40, 50 years later after the Civil War. And she talks he's amazed at how sanguine she is and how she seems to always have a smile on her face. And she tells him the story of her son. And it just rips your heart out. And of course, all the comedy stuff too his quotations about politics. His take on politics are fabulous. But yeah, I should do it. There's so many things I should do. So many. Anyway, guys.
When will you be at a convention again?
What's that?
When will you be at a convention?
I'm supposed to do one I have two coming up in Florida. In Ancient City Con, which is in St. Augustine, and then one down in West Palm Beach, and some over in the Midwest. But I don't really. I had a wonderful time doing that on Long Island, and I'd love to be able to drive to it. I don't really like flying anymore, and I don't, it's just getting old. I don't want to run around carrying bags and trying to make schedules. I just want my people to do that, and I don't have people. So
I'll help carry something.
Consequently,
I volunteer.
If you're going to go to St. Augustine, let me know. I'll drive over.
How far are you?
Pensacola, about 8
Oh,
hours.
you're in Pensacola. That's right. Yeah, that's. If I had my date book in front of me, I could tell you when it is, but I don't. I would have had things nicely set up.
Well, just let Katala know. I communicate with Katala, and I will definitely plan because I'm going to plan to try to meet Calabas and a few others next year.
Yes.
All right. Well, I will. It's in. I think it's. I think it's near the end of August or middle of August. But then let me see the other ones. Shoot, I can't remember. I get mixed up with the dates. I have to, but you know what? I write it down. Unfortunately, I never know where I put my book.
Well, just let Katala know because I am into conventions. I've been to Dragon Con how many times, all over the place. So I go.
I've got my
I love
book
it,
of
man.
knowledge here. I'll write everything in here.
Oh, okay.
Cosmic Portal.
Cool.
Thank you, Katala.
Dragon Con! Yay, Dragon Con!
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Dragon Con is awfully good.
I haven't been in a few years, but I went for quite a while. Me and my Stargate bears.
Stargate Bears?
Oh, yeah. I did the entire cast of Stargate in big bears and teddy bears and dressed them in their uniforms with badges and a whole bit. And I took it down to Dragon Con for several years.
Is this
And I had
before or after you retired?
Before.
What are you doing in there? What rank were you? Lieutenant, you said?
No, I was just a first class.
First class. What? So you were a seaman or sea person. What do you call them? The first class women. The female.
First class is
Ensign.
no, it's an E6.
E6. And people would
one step below chief. We're the ones that the chiefs come over and say, "Okay, get them to do this."
Yeah.
And you get them to do this.
Well, the chiefs are the sergeant. They're like sergeants, right?
Yeah, the chiefs tell you to go do it.
They run,
and then you go and get the little peons to get them to do it.
Of course.
So you're basically the middleman.
Well, the E6s would tell the E5s, which is what I was, and then I would get Peon to go do it.
But yeah, I had all the bears done, and then all the celebrities got wind of it, and they all wanted. I only started out with 2 bears. And then all the celebrities figured out, oh, she's making bears for everybody. Why don't you make one for me? We ended up with about a dozen bears with all the actors in Stargate. And then everybody signed their bears. And then they got paparazzi'd and then invited to all the parties.
The rest is history.
And they definitely made the rounds. I mean, they were the hit. And I mean, people who had nothing to do with Stargate, who were celebrities, wanted pictures with the bears.
Oh, right.
So
Well,
it was,
there's a
yeah.
lady. There's a lady who made a Martok doll. I gave it to some people that I met at the store just yesterday, but I have a bunch more of them if I only knew where they were. But those are she's the sweetest person in the world. And 10 years ago, I saw what she did. I said, oh my God, can you make me like 100 of those? And she said, well, it'll take me a while, but yes, I could do that. So, and I
go grab one of
I'll
them
make
just
a
to show
million
you what they look like. But other than that,
autographing my bears. Not bears, but my Martoks. But I end up giving them to kids all the time. I just give them away,
I just posted the picture of the bears on Facebook today. Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, post it.
I put a picture.
Yeah.
On the Facebook group.
I'll look for it.
Yeah, and because the only reason I did it was because Calabas and Patricia kept asking me, "What do the bears look like? What do the bears look like?" And then I found the picture, and it has everybody from Richard Dean Anderson all the way down to
I love Richard Dean
yeah, they
Anderson.
had all the different ones. The only one that did not get signed is the one who played one of the Gawuls, Cliff. Unfortunately, Cliff died on me before he got his bear signed. He got killed in a car accident.
You remember Richard Biggs? You guys remember Richard Biggs?
Oh, I loved Richard Biggs. He was the sweetest, nicest guy in the whole world.
Absolutely. Died so freaking young.
I know. Right after his kid was born, literally.
Yeah. I was doing a convention with him a long, long time ago in Holland, in the Netherlands. And we have a lot of pictures together. And then it wasn't long after that he died. And I said, oh my God. Anyway,
General,
yeah.
We have two things. I have a member from CAG with us. She is part of, I'm part of her fleet, I should say. So, yes, Katala. And Jedi Joe, who is Master Aki here, he would like to know if you were coming to a convention in Hampton Roads soon.
No, I don't. Is there one that goes on in Hampton Roads? I don't know of any.
Well, we have Tidewater Con. That's a pretty big one, and then of course there's Galaxy Con.
Galaxy
Con
in
Richmond.
Is in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I did a couple of Galaxy Con things on Zoom because it was, everything was shut down in terms of live events. But I didn't know they did live conventions. Do they?
Mm-hmm. They just started back up.
Huh.
Sorry, guys, but I've got to say goodnight.
Who's going?
Simon is. I've got to be up in about 5-6 hours.
What time is it? Oh, it's only 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 10:30. Oh.
Yeah, I'm in Tampa, Florida. I just wanted to stay up and talk to you and just listen to everything you had to say. It was a great honor, and everyone, I love you guys. This is a great group. You guys have a wonderful night.
Great group. All right, man.
Nice night, Simon.
Bye,
Later.
Simon.
Well,
Later.
all right. Yeah. No, I didn't realize it was 10:30. I got to go too.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, but yeah. No, I'd be very interested. That's easy for me to get down there too. It's a short hop on a plane ride. Yeah, I'd be very interested. But you know what? We've been doing this for 25 years. Almost 25 years convention. Who'd have thunk it? Star Trek is an amazing thing. It's amazing. Are you guys enjoying the new shows or excuse me, or not, or what?
Well, I like Strange New Worlds, and I like the last season of Picard. I didn't like the first 2 seasons, and I do not like Discovery.
Yeah, I like Strange New Worlds as well. But
Have you seen the second episode to this, the latest?
Yes.
It's basically it's a legal show.
yes,
I'm sorry, it's not my cup of tea. I love Anson Mount. And Ethan, I've met him a few times. He's an awfully good guy. I like Ethan quite a bit. Ethan Peck. And Anson, it's
Strange New Worlds is pretty good.
that's what I'm talking about. Strange New Worlds. It doesn't.
Story. I'm not sure he likes Klingons. I met him at Dragon Con. He was coming towards me at a run, probably for a panel, and I was going to a panel I had to be. And he took one look at me and said, "Oh boy."
Well, that's not an uncommon reaction.
Over like that and kept going.
That's not uncommon. Who was that?
Anson Mount.
Oh, Anson. Well, he's an awfully handsome guy. So, those guys don't ever have to get up into makeup. They're perfect just the way they are. But
except the hair.
Yeah, he's got the hair. A little bit too much hair product early on. Wow. Why does his hair stand up like that? It reminded me of what was that show? Something About Mary.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's weird. But I just don't. The stories aren't. For me, they just don't. They're not about arresting ideas like Star Trek was, and to some degree DS9 was, but you got a little bit interpersonal relations. It just doesn't do it for me, and I like to be shocked about things and see things that I couldn't even imagine on my best day, but they give me something that is unimaginably fabulous. And it's like I really don't want to see a story about Klingons with I don't know, Klingons with an adaptation problem. It's like I don't know. I should shut my. But
I like a Picard.
Well, I love Picard. Anything with Patrick in it is phenomenal, and because it has so many next gen people in the final season. I've seen a couple of the episodes, and they're good. And I enjoyed them, but I didn't get into it before that, as you said.
Remember, they brought Worf back.
Yes.
Well,
as an
Worf
older...
and Jonathan and
all of them.
I can't think of names. Who was the empath?
Troy.
And
Serena.
Data, and it was like an old home week, and that was fascinating.
Yeah.
But
your old buddy Worf, though, with white hair, and he introduced a new Klingon weapon, the Kurlith. The Kurlith.
Yeah.
Which is like a big brother to the Mechlith.
Well, that doesn't look like a new Klingon weapon to me. I'm not sure how much imagination
it's like we took the Mechlith and put it on steroids.
Kind of like a Bolo Mechlith.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The size of it.
I can't think what I was going to say. I think of it. I think I've already gone to bed. I think I'm going to have to. But I had a great deal of fun talking to you, and we should do this more often.
Anytime,
Okay,
JG.
Patricia?
Anytime you want. You know you're more than welcome, Chancellor. Anytime you want to be here, we love having you.
Yes.
We
and
should
we
do it
can't
more
wait.
often and see if I can drag in Bob.
Yes,
while-
please. Please.
And don't forget the drink.
Yes.
Could I add one more thing, General?
Yeah.
My first time seeing you was at a slanted fedora, and I think it is in North Carolina. And you and Bob, I believe, did Klingon karaoke. And I think you might remember me from mentioning that before. And it inspired my now ex-husband to do Klingon karaoke. And we did it many cons, and we're at Dragon Con for the Trek track. We do Klingon karaoke 2 nights. You are more than welcome to come when you come to Dragon Con. We do it Friday and Saturday night.
I love Klingon karaoke.
Thank
I
you
love it. Bob and I had a great deal of fun. But yeah, absolutely. I'll take you up on that.
Well, you inspired us. I have to tell you, you, sir, and Bob inspired us to do that. And we're still going strong 15 years later.
Yeah, you know, I remember when you just said you and Bob. I like that when I mentioned first. That's our ongoing dispute. In fact, I had to introduce Buzz Aldrin one time at a thing, and they asked me to be the substitute introducer because the guy, whoever was supposed to do that, wasn't there. So he said, "Can you introduce Colonel Aldrin?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know anything about his other except the fact that all right, I'll be happy to do it." So I said, I started out with, I'd like to introduce somebody. And by the way, Buzz, can I call you Buzz? Buzz, I understand. I feel your pain because whenever I'm introduced, it's always Galron and Martok. It's always Galron and Martok. And I know you have the same kind of problem with it's Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. And so I feel your pain. And by the way, where did you get the name Buzz? Where did it come from? Oh, wait a minute. That was in '69 you went to the moon, right? Now I get it. Yes, of course. It was like, I can see it now. We're going to the moon, man. He laughed. Thank God. And that's my Buzz Aldrin story. Anyway, it's been a great life. So carry on, everybody. We'll do this again. All right?
Yes.
Please.
Absolutely.
So,
Good night.
LLAP. Yeah, live
Good
long.
night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Blah.
Blah.